3 specific positions maximize effectiveness regardless of size. Not tricks, not gimmicks, just angles and mechanics that optimize depth, pressure, and clitoral stimulation. I'm Dr. Fiona Gray, and today I'm breaking down the 3 positions that consistently create intense pleasure for women, regardless of your measurements. These focus on what actually matters: angle, pressure, and hitting the right spots. And position 3 requires confidence, but it creates sensations most positions can't replicate. Before we dive in, drop a comment right now. What's been your go-to position for maximum penetration and depth in the past? I'm curious to see if it matches one of the 3 we're about to discuss. Let's start with the first position. And this one is a favorite for women because we know no matter what, we're going to finish. When she's on top of you in control. Now, I know some guys don't love this position because they feel less in charge. But here's the reality. When she's on top and in control, all you need to do is stay firm. That's it. If you can maintain an erection and let her ride, she's in complete control. She can grind, she can bounce, she can rotate her hips exactly how she needs to. When she's riding, this feels incredible for her. Why? Because she can slide her clitoris against you if she needs to. She can grind on you. She can control the angle, the pressure, the rhythm. She knows that in this position, it's going to feel incredibly good. And she knows no matter what, she's going to finish. Now, you may be with a woman who's not comfortable with her body. She may not know that this position is going to make her climax, but because you're watching this video right now, you're going to confidently tell her to get on top. And here's something incredibly attractive you can do. When she's riding you at first, let her have complete control. What's really frustrating for women is when we're on top and the guy immediately starts thrusting or grabbing our hips like he's steering a shopping cart. No, let us feel our bodies. Let us work up our own rhythm. But when she gets to that point where she's breathing heavily, when she's moaning, when you can feel how aroused she is, that's when you can take her by the hips and guide her even faster. This position works regardless of your size because it's not about length or girth. It's about her ability to position herself exactly where she needs the stimulation. She's controlling the depth. She's controlling the angle. She's controlling the pressure against her clitoris. Size becomes almost irrelevant when she has this level of control over her own pleasure. And here's something important before we move to position 2. Don't ask her midsex if it feels good or if you're hitting the right spot. That kills the mood and makes her feel like she needs to manage your ego instead of focusing on her own pleasure. Instead, read her body. Pay attention to her breathing. Notice when she grabs you tighter. Notice when her moans get louder or her hips start moving differently. Those are your signals that what you're doing is working. Now, stay with me because position 2 involves furniture and position 3 is going to challenge everything you thought you knew about death. Here's position number 2. And this one is incredibly effective because it's a different angle. When you're sitting on a chair and she's riding you with a leg straddled on each side, there's something about that angle when you're sitting on a chair and her legs are literally hanging over the sides. When you're on the bed, her legs are in a weird position. They're laid out on the bed, so she's got limited motion. But when her legs are hanging on the side of a chair and you're holding her from the back and she can grind on you because those legs are falling over, there's penetration happening at an angle that hits deeper than most positions. She can feel you in the depths of her body. Please, for the love of God, get a good chair. It doesn't have to be fancy, but when you have a chair that's comfortable enough for you to sit on and her legs can fall off the sides, the gravity of her legs hanging down combined with that angle creates incredible sensations and intense finishes. And no, your office chair with wheels is not going to work. Trust me on this. You don't want to be mid-session when that thing starts rolling backward. Get something stable. Here's why this position is so effective. Regardless of size, the angle of penetration when you're sitting upright is completely different from when you're lying down. Your penis enters at an upward angle, which means you're hitting the front wall of her vagina, where the G-spot is located. The gravity pulling her down onto you creates a sensation of fullness that has nothing to do with your actual size. It's pure physics. Her body weight plus gravity plus that upward angle equals maximum depth perception and pressure. Even men who are concerned about their size report that women respond incredibly intensely to this position. Because again, it's not about what you have. It's about how the angle amplifies everything. Think of it like this. A 5 inches knife can cut deeper if the angle is right than a 7 inches knife at the wrong angle. Physics doesn't care about your ego. It just cares about geometry. Now, here's what matters with both of these positions, and this is critical before we get to position 3. Confidence. If you're hesitant or apologetic about your size, she picks up on that energy, and suddenly she's worried about making you feel better instead of losing herself in the experience. But when you move her confidently into these positions, when you hold her firmly, when you act like you know exactly what you're doing, she relaxes. She trusts you. She lets go. And that's when these positions really deliver. Size insecurity kills more sexual experiences than actual size ever does. Because when you're worried about whether you're big enough, you're in your head instead of being present with her body. These 3 positions are designed to take size completely out of the equation, to make it irrelevant, to give you confidence that no matter what you're working with, you can create incredible pleasure for her. Stop worrying about measurements and start focusing on mechanics, angle, pressure, clitoral stimulation, depth perception. These are what actually make women climax, not length or girth. Now, before I get to position number 3, and trust me, you're going to want to hear this one, let me talk about something that impacts all of this. Your ability to maintain firmness. Because no matter what position you're in, if you can't stay firm throughout, these positions won't work. And here's something a lot of men don't know. Proper circulation and blood flow can actually help you feel more engorged, which creates better sensation for both of you. That's why supplements like Flow, our organic watermelon extract for nitric oxide support, and our advanced erection formula can help you maintain firmness and even feel fuller. Check the description below. When blood flow is optimal, you stay harder longer. You feel more engorged. The sensations are better for both of you. And she doesn't have time to think about size because she's too busy feeling incredible. Now, position number 3, and this is the one that requires confidence because it's a bit unusual, but I promise you, no matter your size, it's going to create incredible sensations for her. She's laying on her back and you pull her legs up like she's in a squat. So, her knees are bent and you hold her knees and push them forward. You're almost rocking her back where her pelvis is lifted up just a little bit. You have to be confident because she's not going to feel comfortable in this position at first, and she's probably going to give you some pushback. This doesn't feel so comfortable, but let her know that you've got her and you know she's going to feel good. Why? Because when you're holding her in that position, her knees are pressed up. You're on top of her. Your legs are spread a little bit between those knees, and you're holding them while you're inside her. You're giving her an angle that hits exactly the right spot. It's such a turn-on, but she needs the confidence from you that you know no matter what, this position is going to bring her to that peak. When you confidently guide her into this position and hold her there, the angle creates sensations that most positions can't replicate. Here's what's happening mechanically, and this is where it gets interesting. When her knees are pushed toward her chest, her vaginal canal shortens and tilts. This means that even if you're not particularly long, you're hitting her cervix and the deep spots that create intense sensation. The pressure from her thighs being pressed together also creates a tighter feeling for both of you. She feels more pressure and friction. You feel more resistance and grip. This position is proof that depth is more about angle than actual length. By changing the tilt of her pelvis, you're essentially shortening the distance you need to travel to hit the deepest spots. Men who felt insecure about their size often report that this position makes them feel more effective than they ever have, because suddenly they're reaching spots they didn't think they could reach. Not because they got bigger, but because the geometry changed. And for her, the sensation of being folded like this, of having her knees pressed up while you're deep inside, creates a feeling of fullness and intensity that has nothing to do with your measurements. It's pure positioning. It's physics winning over insecurity. Here's the bottom line. These 3 positions work for every man regardless of size because they're about angle, clitoral stimulation, and depth perception, not about what you're actually working with. Woman on top gives her complete control over her own pleasure. She positions herself exactly where she needs stimulation, making your size almost irrelevant to her climax. Sitting on a chair uses gravity and upward angle to create maximum depth and hit spots that feel incredible regardless of your length. The elevated squat position uses geometry to shorten her vaginal canal and create the sensation of deep penetration even if you're not particularly long. Master these 3 positions and you'll have go-to strategies that deliver results every single time, regardless of what you're working with. Try these positions and pay attention to how she responds. Notice which one she gravitates toward. Notice which angle makes her loudest. Notice when her breathing changes and her body tenses. That's when you know you found her sweet spot. Now go back to that comment you left at the beginning. Was your go-to position one of these 3? And if not, which one are you going to try first? Let me know. Your confidence in the bedroom matters. Understanding what actually creates pleasure for women makes you a better, more effective lover.